Look at that well-balanced breakfast.
Favorite meal of the day.
Compliments of Miss Madeline. It's a beautiful day. Good morning, boys and girls. Welcome back to Key West Waterman. My name is Aaron Young. A little sunny out here. It's a beautiful day here in Key West. We were just starting our day. We finished our morning routine, doing some office work, and we've got a little break in the weather this afternoon. So I think we're gonna run out and try and do some wahoo. Maybe, I don't know, like 1 o'clock. It's pretty nice out right now. It's maybe 15, 18, but I think it's supposed to die just a little bit. Just enough that it's enticing me to go out there and have a look around. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna have some breakfast, enjoy our morning, and I'll check in with you this afternoon when the wind calms down a little bit, and we'll go make a drift or two. I'll see you in a bit. We're on our way. We've got everything required for a wahoo fiesta. This is James, you know him. He's got a really, really cool hat on. He's been out with me a few times in some videos, but it is 1:09. We're gonna try and hit the evening wahoo bite. I don't have any reports of anyone getting them around here in the past few days, but sometimes you just gotta go out there and drift like a man. See what happens. It's brutal.
Yeah. I mean, it's the most fun you can ever have while doing nothing but.
Yeah, no, without a doubt. It's a little sporty out here. Water looks beautiful though. Nice crystal clear water. I can see the bottom in 60, no problem. So we're gonna get to it. Not much talking. James is gonna get suited up. He'll do first drift. So I can get our drift down, and we're gonna put some time in and see what happens. So I'll keep you posted. All right, neutral. You're 125 feet off the edge. So today we're just working a deep roll off. Goes from like 90 down to like 140. So we're gonna drift down the face of that. A little bit of sporadic behavior. I can't tell if he sees something or not. See something? Do you see yellow jacks?
I saw a wahoo.
Oh, okay.
A school of mosquitoes went through. And a school of blackfin went through right behind it.
Is that what I'm marking?
Yeah.
Dude, was it a lot of blackfin?
There's hundreds of them.
Oh my gosh.
I got good footage, but
I don't know how well you could hear him. He said he saw one wahoo, a school of blackfin tuna came by, and a big school of speedo. Yeah, didn't want nothing. I got you. You're on a perfect drift. The drift's amazing. Big school of blackfin. We don't see those a lot diving. If one of them things swims by, I'm shooting it for sure. Nice. I'm all over the place, dude. Welcome back underwater, everybody. Thanks for coming along. We'll talk about a couple of scenarios and situations on this day. Love me some blue water drifting. It's definitely not for everyone. It can be fairly boring, but it depends on the day. This day had a decent amount of action, stuff to look at least. But the gist of it, if you're not familiar, you lay on the surface, you've got those flashers down there, and you just sit there and work them. And you scan around yourself 360 degrees. You never know which direction something's going to show up from. So I'm only maybe 2 or 3 minutes into my drift, and I was on pretty high alert because of what James had saw. And I noticed it's really far away, so it's hard to see some of this stuff. I noticed some bonita come through, and then after that, I noticed some bigger, what looked like bonita, but as they got closer, I realized they weren't bonita, they were blackfin tuna. So I dropped down. You can see there is a wall of blackfin tuna here. They're still pretty far away. They weren't having it, they wouldn't come in, but it was so cool to see. I don't see this very often down here. A lot of people ask me why I don't spear blackfin. It's very difficult. You don't see a lot of them, and you can in certain areas, but you have to spend a lot of time, a lot of chum to do it. They're just much easier to catch rod and reel, but we hardly ever see them schooled up like that. So that was really really cool to see. So I had been drifting maybe another 10-15 minutes, and this happens. This is a freeze frame. There's a wahoo swimming away from me. I had my head in the water the entire time, probably 10-15 minutes, and I pulled my head out, adjusted my mask for maybe 5-6 seconds, looked at where the boat was, and then I put my head back in, and there's a wahoo maybe 15, 18, 20 feet away, swimming the other direction. So it must have come in when I pulled my head out of the water, checked me out, and turned and went the other way. And I really just couldn't believe the timing of that. I couldn't help but laugh. But saw that it was still there, flung my throw flasher, and it wanted nothing to do with me. This fish had a place to be, did not flinch for a second, didn't turn at the throw flasher. It just kept on swimming, and it was swimming fast. It was a real bummer because I had been in the water for a short time, and to see a wahoo that quick and it to not even pay you any mind, it was a little bit frustrating. So I worked on it, threw the throw flasher a few times, and it just wanted nothing to do with me. But it seemed as if there was a trend this day. There was quite a bit of a current, which isn't uncommon. We have current all the time. But the wahoo we did see, James saw a set of two, a single, and I saw a single, and they all did the same thing. They just swam right by us, didn't turn around, wouldn't look at the throw flasher, and they really just weren't concerned with what we were doing. They looked like they had somewhere to be. Safety's on. Saw one fish on that one. Just really, really bad timing. Pulled my head out of the water to locate the boat, put my head back in, and it was 15 feet in front of me-ish, swimming the other way. Didn't even look at me. Did not care. So we're seeing them. Just got to get the opportunity to have one come in close. James is going back in for a drift. All right, this is the one. Right? Hopefully. No, I think it's in that rod. It's in the rod holder on the gunnel right here. It's sticking in the hole. One up, maybe. I think it's one up. Like midship. There you go. So James didn't see anything on his second drift. I hop in on my second drift, and I wasn't in the water long at all. And that school blackfin came back through, and I decided I was gonna try and intercept them before they got past me. When it comes with blue water fish, you want to intercept them on their way in, obviously not their way out. If you can drop on them as they're coming up to check the flasher out, you're going to have a much better opportunity. So that's what I did. Luckily I saw them before they approached the flasher, and I dropped down, and they just completely surround me. The whole school splits. I mean, there are hundreds, if not thousands, of these things. The camera only picks up so far. And I'm trying to line up. I can't tell if they're big fish and far away or small fish and they're in range. And I'm trying to line up, and everyone I keep aiming at is leaning out away from me. And I just decide I'm just going to throw one. So I line up at this fish, aim at the head. It was moving fast enough. I hit it back mid-body, but I saw that I got a good shot. Saw that it went all the way through. So I come up to the surface and put the brakes on it. And I want to get this thing up because we had heard some of the fishermen were having trouble with sharks. So on my way up, I actually grabbed the float line, starting to work on the fish. I don't want it to get too far away. The commotion and the struggling is what attracts sharks. Obviously, they can sense the blood and all that, but in my findings, all of my years in the water, it's that struggle that they like. It's the chase. So they sense that vibration, sense the movement in the water, and that's what's going to bring them in a lot faster. And I knew I had a good shot on this fish. It's not a huge tuna. These are easy to get in, especially on a spear gun. We're used to fighting wahoo on these float lines, but I knew I had a good shot. I always tell people, don't pull hard unless you're willing to bet your fish on it, because you never know if the shot didn't go all the way through, if the slip tip didn't toggle all the way. But I knew I had a good shot, so I put the brakes on this fish and got it up as quick as I could. Because not only if a shark eats it do I lose the fish, there's a good chance I'll lose the slip tip or the shaft as well. And those things are not cheap. I was pretty stoked about it. First tuna for me on a spear gun.
I gotta eat something, right? Dude, like hundreds, fully, like just covered me up on both sides. I couldn't believe it. That's the first one I've ever speared. I bled him out. He should be good. You can let him sit there for a sec. I'm gonna get reloaded real quick. It looked really good.
So I finished out my drift, didn't see anything else, and I was packing my flasher up, and this happened. I'd be lying if I said it didn't make my heart jump a little bit, but this is actually, I believe it's a scalloped hammerhead. I could be wrong. I'm not a super shark expert, but it was definitely curious as to what I was doing. Hung out for a second. Well, I am pretty thrilled about that. Believe it or not, I've actually never speared a tuna. I've only caught them rod and reel. I've caught hundreds of these things rod and reel. You don't get a lot of opportunities to spear them down here. They're very fast. You've got to chum the heck out of them to get a shot on them on a spear gun, but I just got lucky. They're balled up today, super mellow. I will take it. Not a wahoo, but it'll certainly eat well. Well, we gave it our best shot. Sometimes it don't work out the way you want it to. But at least I got a tuna to take home. Shot my first tuna. I've got no complaints. I've got something in mind that I want to do with this tuna, so you better believe we're gonna cook it up and have some delicious food. That's all we've got out here. We'll see you back at the house. Fresh tuna. Oh, really? Tell me about it. So does anyone actually watch the filleting? If you enjoy the filleting part, let me know. I mean, we're so many videos in, I've probably filleted every fish 10 times. If you guys enjoy it, I'll still do it, or I'll still film it. But if you don't enjoy it, I'll just cut it out. We are going to break this thing down. Pretty cool. I know it sounds crazy, as much as I fish and dive, but the first tuna I've ever speared. I don't ever try to spear them. I've had opportunities in the past, but normally it's while wahoo drifting and you don't want to unload your gun because you know a wahoo's going to swim by. Oh, I have a pearl on the other side. It's funny how you guys show up out of the woodworks when you smell of fish hit the table. So we are still waiting. We're a year and 2 months in. We're still waiting for the dock permit. Once we get the dock permit, this fillet table will not be small like this, and it won't be hunched over. The fillet table will be over the canal, which would be nice. Love having a serrated knife. Just saves your fillet knife. You don't have to go through the bones. Beautiful. A little piece. Miss Pearl? Oh, you want some too? I'll get you a piece. Hold on. Here, Tuna. I got a little chunk for you right here. Oh, watch it, buddy. Hey. Tuna have a very distinct bloodline. Right down the middle. So this was actually the first year we've done crab traps in a very, very long time. And it's nice doing the crab traps because I can take these bloodline and little cuts that I wouldn't necessarily use, or a lot of times we use the whole fish, but if it's something I'm not going to use or didn't plan on using, I can just put it in the crab trap, which is very nice. There we are. Fresh tuna. Yeah, you think I'm talking to you when you hear your name? Tuna? And we're in the kitchen. So tonight we're going to make a dish with that tuna, more so an appetizer or a small plate than an actual entree. But it is delicious. So a few years ago on our trip to New York with our good friend Will, aka Cooking with Clams on YouTube, we went to a place called Little Creek Oysters, and they had a dish called Agua, Chile. And they actually did it with bluefish, surprisingly. Not a lot of people eat bluefish, but it was unbelievable. Since then, I just recently had it again in Costa Rica, and it was a different style. It was more creamy, and they actually did it with white marlin, and it was amazing. So I wanted to try it myself, and we're going to do it the way, I prefer it the way that Little Creek Oysters did it. It was more chunky, like a salsa. So we're going to make our sauce, so to speak. It's almost like a salsa ceviche. You're going to need limes, a red onion, jalapeno, some cilantro, and a cucumber. I have a hothouse. I think they probably traditionally use a regular cucumber, but I'm sure either will work. So this is going to be for later. What we're going to do is make a loose salsa right now. And some people, I don't know what they add. I would imagine it's probably avocado or something, but they make it a little more creamy. But like I said, I like it a little more chunky. So we're going to do some cilantro. You can throw the stems in there, it's fine. We're going to do a jalapeno. I want to try this first. Not all jalapenos are created equal. Let me taste the seed. It almost tastes like a bell pepper. That is the worst jalapeno I've ever tasted.
What? No way.
What?
The jalapeno?
Yeah, it's like a bell pepper. I'm gonna throw all the seeds in there. Good thing is out of the bottom right drawer, there's another one in there.
Smells spicy.
It's not. That one's even worse. Okay, so this is gonna be a less spicy version.
They seem really plump, so maybe they just got a lot of rain right before they were picked. Makes them more mild.
I know. All right, cucumber, and we're gonna juice our limes. And I like this to be cold. The few times I've had it, prefer it on the cold side so you can make it beforehand and refrigerate it, where you put it over your fish. And obviously your fish should be cold as well. So we're going to throw this in the NutriBullet blender, whatever you got. You could hand chop it. It would be a nightmare if you tried to hand chop it. So I'm going to try and pulse this because I want it a little chunkier. Ooh. Just so fresh and bright. Ooh, the spice came out. Perfect.
Yeah?
Yeah.
See, whenever I tried it, my favorite was what you have that restaurant Animal.
Oh, in Costa Rica?
Yeah, it was good. Like a puree. Like,
I could throw some avocado in here and make it creamy.
Yeah, it's like creamy puree, but no, it's fine.
So a little bit of salt and pepper. Do you want me to throw avocado in there?
No.
You sure?
Yeah, because ooh. What if we did this and then we poured, once you're finished with it, pour it out and then we add avocado to do like a taste tester.
Like a small batch.
Yeah.
Sure. Let's do that. I like it. You get me just a little ramekin over here. Agua Chile. 2 ways.
Yeah.
Add a little more lime juice. You can see they're nice and chunky.
Oh my gosh.
Throw some avocado in. Alright, so we got it 2 ways here. That is a lot creamier and a lot more, what's the word, thin? Less chunky.
Smoother.
A lot more smooth. Alright, last thing I almost forgot I'll do now. Very thinly sliced red onion. Perfection. Just gonna slice our tuna. My OCD is gonna have to make them lay the same way. So plating, plating schmating. Plate it how you want. A lot of places lay the sauce down first and then lay the fish on top. We're gonna do it this way. We're gonna take finely sliced red onion. All right, there we are. Some Agua Chile.
It's so nice.
It's beautiful out. Got some stone crabs from the traps. So we planned on eating out here and enjoying sunset, but this took a little longer than I had planned. So we've got the Agua Chile with the avocado included per Madeleine's request, and the chunky. I feel like I should have put more on it. More sauce.
I mean, usually it's like in a
yeah, it was in like a
little soup,
a little soupy.
but this will be a good way to try it, just as it is. Mm-hmm.
I still like it.
Whoa.
So yeah, normally when I've had it, there's a lot of sauce and the fish is kind of drowning in it, which it's still good. You can still get a taste of the fish, but I didn't make enough sauce to drown it.
You know what would be really good on top?
Some crunchy salt.
Some crunchy salt.
How do you like that one?
That one's good. That was delicious. Just on my pieces, you know? Just like a little.
You can put it on all of them.
A little bit. If you need to elevate your dish, just get some of this, just like a little bit on top.
It's so good.
The salt?
No, the sauce.
Oh, I know.
It's just so good. I love it.
You did good. It was a good piece.
It's just such a, I don't even know how to explain it. You just gotta try it. It's like so fresh and bright and refreshing in your mouth. And when you have a nice soft fish, the texture.
Yeah.
I love it.
Wow. It was so good.
So good.
I need to try this one.
That was my first time making it at home. Make sure you get enough of the stuff. I need to go get the leftovers and pour some more on it.
Let's use some jalapeno seeds.
It's not as hot as it should be though. It's got like a tiny bit of heat. I put a jalapeno and a half in there. I still think I like the chunky one.
Okay, I like the avocado one.
Really?
Yeah. That one's good.
They're both great. I don't know what it is. There's a different texture.
I also like this stone crab.
And I'm talking the greater of two goods here. This one's fantastic. I just prefer that texture better.
This one, for some reason, tastes a little bit more authentic.
Because the fish is so soft already. I like the salsa texture. This is creamy. Just the tuna's creamy, like as just by itself. You know what I mean? Know what I mean?
So, just so you know, I did these. So
beware.
Watch your teeth.
Tread lightly.
Yeah.
Fruits of our labor.
Yeah, this is great.
Well,
I could eat this. I feel like
it's amazing. I have more. I have a lot more of this sauce. I made way more of that because I threw the avocado in and it obviously expanded. The wahoo are giving me a run for my money this year.
the tuna ain't.
No, the tuna aren't. It's February and I haven't even shot one yet. In my defense,
You shot at
shot
one.
2. They tore out.
Yeah.
But I mean, I used the same gun on this. The shot on this tuna was a lot farther than I should have taken. I was just like, you know what? I really want to eat that tuna. But it went all the way through. Penetrated fine. Nice big fat tuna. But yeah. In my defense, sorry, my thoughts are all over the place. In my defense, I've only been out for them 4 times. Normally I'm out 30 times in a season. This year I've taken it really slow with the wahoo diving.
Yeah. I'm kind of
I'll get
a
one.
fair weather fisherman at this point because
Yeah.
I only get to go out every so often. So I only want to go when it's good.
Anyways, that's the end of our rambling segment of the video. We will see you on the next one. Leave a comment if you have any questions. That is all. Later. So afterthoughts, something I did want to share. If I did this again, I would add more lime juice. I ran out of limes. I only had 4 limes and 2 of them were the saddest limes ever. They just coughed when I squeezed them. But if I had to do it again, I would add more limes. I'd probably put, if I had like 5 full juicy limes, because it's supposed to be a little more soupy. But other than that, fantastic.